Good morning. This is a beautiful Tuesday, and it's Tuesday Inspiration with Toby. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time at your places of work, business, wherever you are, even if you're at home. I hope you're making sense where you are. I hope you're inspiring somebody today. I hope you're doing something beautiful wherever you are. It is Tuesday Inspiration with Toby, like I said, and we're just out here to help impact our generation and ensure that everyone has a good life, even while you are still struggling, and even after you have achieved so much. It's important for us to know that we need to achieve a lot of things. We cannot afford to be on the same position. We cannot afford to do things the way we do them. We cannot afford to be people who are redundant or people who are not making a meaning in this generation. That is why I'm out to talk to people. I'm about out to talk to you about this concept of believing in yourself. Basically, I'm a development enthusiast. I love to talk to people. I love to see people grow. I love to see people move. Like, it gives me joy. Yes, because I'm also trying and striving to get to greater levels. So that being said, it takes me to the topic of today. Today's topic is something that is very interesting. It's something that you already know, but like I said, all of these things that we talk about is just to constantly remind us on things that we have actually not put so much effort in, or things that we have not taken for granted, or that we have taken for granted. Permit me. Yeah. So the topic of today is determination, the driving force. Determination, the driving force. If you ask yourself what determination is, you know that determination um, can mean firmness of purpose, meaning that that's rugged or that very great spirit of achieving the unimaginable, like that level of endurance, that level of having a winning spirit at every point in time. So determination can mean firmness of purpose. It can mean having to crush your obstacles as you go, having to jump hurdles as you go, having to overcome challenges and what have you. You can go on and on to define what determination is, but so many times a lot of us feel perplexed, a lot of us feel like, yeah, we're discouraged, a lot of us feel like, yes, I'm weak, I can't take this any longer. Most times it feels like the whole world is going to crumble in the next 5 seconds. It feels like, okay, yeah, my life is not making a meaning. I'm actually not at that point where I want to be. I'm actually not making a meaning in my life. I'm actually not fulfilling purpose. I'm actually not deriving joy because all I want to become, I am not becoming them. Uh, but it helps no one to feel discouraged. It helps no one to feel weak. Yes, it's okay to feel weak. It's okay to feel discouraged. But there is a need for us to know that those are just passing or challenging times. It doesn't really define you. It doesn't really make you less human. It doesn't really make you less of someone who is not achieving. Some of this discouragement, some of this being weak, being downcasted, makes us to, at the end of the day, become feeble. What does being feeble mean? Meaning that we become so exhausted. Like, yes, I've gotten to that peak where I'm not making any meaning. I don't think I can do anything other than just being depressed. Depression is real, yeah, I know, but it's not a thing that one should even consider. So long as you are on the surface of the earth, you'd actually know that you are a great person. You're going to achieve so much in a very short while, if and only if you are determined. You know, being weak or being discouraged, like I was analyzing, it goes a long way. It's sometimes about what we are being through. Sometimes about what we are going through, and other times it could be what you don't have a clue is going to happen in the nearest future. So we just feel like, oh, yeah, I don't even know how my life has been. It has been very tough. Right now it's tough. I don't even know if it's going to be tough. Yeah, if it is tough right now, it makes you to be determined. Tough systems actually help the mind to open up in a very big and broad way. Now, how do I mean? You have a problem, you need to crack a nut. You don't crack a nut with your finger, you don't use your finger to crack a nut. Now, if you must crack a nut, for example, coconut, you want to crack coconut, you can't do like this on your head because you need the water from the coconut. So all you need to do is, your mind tells you that you need to look for a way to make this thing easy for you. Now you have to look for maybe a knife, or you have to look for something that will just help you break it open so you can get the water. Now, if you lose the water, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are not determined, but it shows that the application of these terminologies or your ideologies were not really in place. Now, so when you need to help yourself grow, you need to understand that you have to be determined. You need to understand that yes, there are particular ways that I could do this. There are 1,000,001 ways that I could do this. Yes, I talk, but there are other ways I could talk. There are other things I could talk about. I have not repeated one topic twice. I bring up topics every Tuesday, not because I am so smart, not because I'm so intelligent, but because I am determined to come up with concepts every day. Now, even if I don't have the time, even if I don't get really encouraged, of which I get very encouraged, but I'm just saying it could be anybody, you know, it just makes you feel like, oh yeah, it's I'm going to be dead in the next 5 seconds, and this is not going to happen, that is not going to happen, you know. So we just need to understand that being determined is a big deal. It's something that you must consider. You must consider being determined. You know that even those who act strong, those who see people come outside, they are supermen, they are superwomen. They act like, oh, there's no stress. They act like, oh, my life is all rosy, my life is all beautiful. But check them in depthly. They have issues they are going through, but they don't allow these issues to stand in the way of them achieving so much. They tend to help themselves by increasing the level of determination. You know, like the topic is determination, the driving force. So this is to say that nobody who is termed to be strong, who you termed to be a great guy, that has not passed through, or is not passing through, or is not going to pass through some hurdles or challenges in life. You know, what just differentiates us is our ability to endure, our ability to create while enduring. Now, we also need to know that there's a need to constantly remind ourselves that giving up is not an option. Giving up on your dreams is not an option. It can't be an option. It can't be an option. If giving up on your dream is an option, then there will be no shirts today. Somebody thought of, oh, let me make this nice shirt for Toby to wear. Let me make this nice shirt. Yes, he wasn't thinking Toby was going to buy this shirt, but he was thinking that let me clothe people. Now, I have gotten this shirt to wear because somebody thought it wise that yes, we need to wear something nice like this. That's why fashion trend moves from time to time. A lot of people are determined to change the world, to change the approach on how we see things. So having the mindset of somebody whose determination is very strong and who sees determination as a driving force, it is that's what is important. You know, success is sweet, yeah, very sweet, very sweet. But you know that the work put into it is not an easy task. It's not easy. It's not easy for somebody to come up with ideas. It's not easy. As easy as it is, or as it seems, when people talk, when people do things, say, oh, this thing is just very simple. Even those who study courses that we think are not difficult go through a lot before they can achieve in that area of study. For example, somebody went to school and is supposed to be a petrochemical engineer. Is it just going to be a petrochemical engineer in year one? No, it's not going to be. But he has to determine, he has to know that yes, I need to study hard. I need to understand the nitty-gritty. I need to understand the concept. I need to understand what is going on in the petrochemical world. I need to understand these concepts in school before launching out to becoming a petrochemical engineer. So it's important for us to know that we have to be determined. I'll give you a very good one again. Water. Now, when you try to block water, it finds 1,000,001 ways to move again. It flows. You just pour water on the ground. For example, put your hand and say, okay, you're blocking it. It passes through the sides of your hand. Yes, you blocked one way, but you're going to look for other ways to move out. And once it moves out, it builds another connection. Now, if the sand feel even a beach, they say, okay, we've chased the water away. They did not sand fill the water. The water is still going to be there, performing its function underneath the sand, and it's also going to find its way around wherever. Water can never be caged. That's why I'm going to say, we cage the water. People build houses on water, and before you know it, the water just weakens everything because it has a very strong force. It has a very strong driving force. It's determined to do what it is set or made to do. So it's very possible for us to think that yes, we can be discouraged. It's very possible for us to think that yes, we can be weak. But it is very possible for us to understand that we need to keep moving. We need to keep flowing. We need to keep understanding concepts, ideologies, trends, whatever that comes to your mind. You need to understand that your strength lies in your ability to be determined. Your strength lies in your ability to be determined if and only if you want to get to the apex of your career, business, and whatever you want to, whatever you think, whatever you set your mind to do, that is what you're going to achieve. Whatever you set your mind to do, that is what you're going to achieve, because you are definitely going to make a meaning in this generation. I'd just like to drop a few quotes for everyone who is going to join, who is going to watch this after now. A few quotes from great minds. Calvin Coolidge said, "Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent." I'll take that again. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent, meaning that once you are persistent, once you are determined, you would achieve the unimaginable. Now, to look at this again, Dennis Waitley said, determination gives you the resolve to keep going in spite of the roadblocks that lay before you. Meaning that determination gives you the resolve to keep going in spite, underline that, in spite of the roadblocks that lay before you. Dennis Waitley. So my advice to everyone, I urge everyone who wants to achieve so much, who has thought that yes, all hope is lost, who has thought that yes, I'm not going to make any meaning in this generation, who has thought that what I'm going through would weigh me down, would strike me out, would move me out of the market, would make me not to be employable, will make me not to employ others. Please and please understand that determination is the driving force. You need to keep moving, you need to keep going, you need to keep growing, you need to keep helping yourself to grow mentally, physically, every aspect you can help yourself. Please help yourself. Please read books. Please listen to people. Please do the best you can do, because this generation has not experienced the best craft. You know that in 1965 they were planes. Yeah. You know that in 2001 they were phones. Yeah. You know that in 2018 there were phones. Yeah. But they are now in 2019, people are coming up with great ideas and ideologies. People are coming up with great inventions, innovations, things are coming up every second. Every second, people are making a meaning. So who are you? Why will you say that you don't want to make a meaning? Why would you give up? Giving up not an option. Determination, the driving force to success. Determination, the driving force. Now my final words to you is be determined, push yourself. Don't get blown away with distractions. It's Tuesday Inspiration with Toby. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you everyone who's going to watch this video. We're coming up with beautiful ideas. We're trying to make the world a better place. And I know and I trust that everyone is going to achieve so much within the space of a very small time. So please and please encourage yourself today, be determined, go back to work, go back to that idea that you have lost, go back to that thing that you love but you think that it's not going to work, because I believe that it's going to work, and I believe that together we can make the world a better place. Tuesday Inspiration with Toby. You like my people? Okay, Tuesday Inspiration with Toby. I'll join you again next week Tuesday. Please join me too next week Tuesday. You can read the article on my LinkedIn profile. I'll be posting the link soon. You can read on my Instagram story. You can read on my Instagram page. You can read on my Facebook page. You can read on all of my social media network. Please feel free to also send me your comments and advice as to how we can make this better and increase our audience. Thank you very much for joining me. I love you all. With love, you love yourself. I'm sure you love yourself. So take care of yourself. Determination, the driving force. Don't forget, be determined. See you at the top. Bye.